Hey, it's your girl Nicole, and welcome back to another episode of the Risers Hub podcast, where wellness, empowerment, and personal growth live. This is a safe space for you to reflect, reset, and rise with all the other listeners. I have been MIA for about 2 months. I really needed a break. Life has been lifing. Nothing horrible or bad. I've been actually good. I've been actually fine. I have had to learn with all these podcasts I've been doing how to really take care of myself. And I know that I've been sharing with you that it starts with you and then everything will come into play. And I thought that I knew what I was doing when I was taking care of myself, but I didn't. And so because there was a couple of monkey wrenches in my program, I had to stop and slow down. And to be honest, my creativity was just not there. And I love creating when it comes to any type of art, these podcasts, putting wellness information together, creating content to put online. That was MIA. So when that's MIA, I'm MIA. So I have learned to slow things down, and I have learned to start taking care of myself in a way that I haven't done before. And that is physically slowing down, emotionally slowing down, and surrounding myself with more people who are in my corner, so to speak. And I don't know if that sounds selfish or not. You can say that, oh, that's a little narcissistic, or oh, that's a little this, or a little that. That's fine. But it's my life. And so in order for me to do these wellness podcasts, in order for me to do wellness blogs and put materials together, I have to live it in my most authentic way. And I wasn't. And it took one conversation with one person. And the conversation lasted about 15 minutes. This person summarized exactly what I had been thinking of myself in 5 minutes. And that was being worthy of the things that I'm doing, being proud of the things that I'm doing. And as long as I'm doing the right thing, then keep moving forward and find the right people to be in my life to help me move forward in my most authentic way. And so I've been working on all that. It's been hard. It's been very hard because when you decide to hone in on the things that you want out of life, the opportunities change, people change, things and resources in your life change, and they look different and they're scary, and you're just trying to figure out how to put one foot in front of the other. So that's what I've been doing for the past couple of months. And I've been writing lists down of what we're going to be talking about this season. And so I'm personally really excited about the Risers Hub podcast, risershub.com, and all of the information I'm putting out there. And all this is probably going to turn out to just be NicoleHodges.com stuff, because between my scenic run and the Risers Hub, it's all delivering the same information, which is love others like you love yourself, but start with yourself so others can love you. And I hope that at least one of these podcasts helps one person, like just one person, and I'll be happy. I'll be happy that I put something out there that's positive, because right now, not only are the tensions high in our society, but the temperatures are high. If you don't believe in global warming, I don't know what else to believe in, because it's hot. It is so hot. It's just miserable. And so I really hope that everybody out there is taking care of themselves in this heat. I hope that you're hydrating, you're trying to stay in cool areas and places, and that you're with people who can help you if you need to be somewhere that's safe for you. And that is not only just from the heat, but just from the tensions of the society. Right now, we really need to come together as a people. And I was listening to another podcast the other day, and they were talking about how important community is. And if you don't have a community, go out there and find it. And so that's one thing I'm going to encourage as we do all of these different podcasts is go out there and find your community. Find people who want to see you rise. Find people that you want to see rise. and rise together, whatever that means to you. Find your joy in people. Something else I heard too is that I'm a believer. Many of you probably know that, but it said that God or the universe, whatever you believe in, brings you people and not things. And that really stopped me in my tracks because it's so true. The best things that come to me are through people because I don't expect it. I have been blessed with people in my life in the past 3 months that have helped me move forward in a way that I didn't think I could move forward. And not everything's perfect. Not everything is full of flourishing resources, but all of it is a huge learning curve. And I love being challenged and I love being happy. Some things had to be taken away for me to gain a little bit of more joy, a little bit more happiness. And yeah, I'm going with that too. One thing that has been taken away from me just in the past week is my running. I have to give my running a break for at least a week and a half to 2 weeks. I have this little knee injury and it's just from overusing my legs with running. And so I've had to pull back. I purchased a bike, so I've been cycling and doing less running. And it's also taught me to just slow down. Just slow down. So instead of going out there and riding this bike like I'm in the Tour de France, I'm just taking my time. It's not my race bike. I went ahead and got a bike that was like a used bike. I repainted it, refurbished it. It's actually a really cool bike. And when I go out biking, I look like I should be part of Tour de France. But I'm literally like taking my time, enjoying the scenery. Here, there's a ton of different trails and there's Bambis all over the place. And there's people outside running and moving. And I'm just enjoying being outdoors and meeting new people and watching Bambi cross my path and the sun shining and the trees blossoming. I'm just enjoying it as opposed to flying and racing through it. I hope that helps you a little bit because I'm not forgetting what's happening in the world, but I am beginning to appreciate the things that I do have and being grateful for the things that I've been blessed with. So we're going to talk about handling these high temperatures and high tensions that we're all dealing with right now. And then we're going to talk about August is National Wellness Month. It's a great reminder to go and get your checkups. And so we're going to touch on that as well. Okay. As you know, summer's hot. And with everything that's happening in the world, it can just make everything else feel overwhelming. And you can get frustrated and you can feel homeless. But motivation doesn't mean you just push through. It means caring for yourself holistically, making intentional choices, and staying connected with what matters. And you've heard me talk about the 8 elements of wellness if you've been following the podcast. And those are physical, emotional, social, intellectual, occupational, spiritual, environmental, and financial wellness. Are we going to cover all that today? Heck no, we're not going to cover all that today. You can't even cover all that in a week. And I think that's why a lot of wellness advocates like myself stick to body, mind, and spirit because it's 3 things. It's simple and you can narrow things down in order to accomplish even greater things in the future. So I want you to ask yourself, and this is how we're going to narrow it down today. Ask yourself, which area of my wellness needs more attention right now? Is it my body that needs more attention? Is it my mental health that needs more attention? Is it my spirit? Do I need to work on my spirit? But if it is your finances, what can you do right now to fix that? What's one small step that you can take right now to restore balance in those 3 elements, your body, mind, and spirit, or in all 8 elements, if you're a person who can take on all 8? If you can only take on 2, then take on 2. Which one's more important? And focus on that. So sometimes it's as simple as just drinking water, getting a good night's sleep. Oh boy, do I wish I could get a good night's sleep. Oh my gosh, that's a dream right now. And then limiting social media to protect your peace. Now, that's one thing that I have embraced because I used to be a news junkie and now I can't even take it anymore. Something changes every single day. So, what I have done personally, and again, my personal stuff may not be what works for you, but it's just something to make you think, what do I have to work on right now? And so, 3 months ago, I just decided to pull away from the news and the media because there was stuff happening in my personal life. And then you see the stuff that's happening in the news and social media. And it was just so much happening in one day. And so I decided to just let it go, give myself 30 minutes a day. And that's probably at the end of the day around 5 o'clock when I would read the news or I would watch the news or I follow a lot of news things on social media and just hit the hot topics for the day and then allow myself in those 30 minutes to be frustrated, be pissed off, or be happy that something actually changed for the better. I gave myself that time. And then when I was done with that, I would walk away from it and I would do some artwork or I would watch the boob tube or I would write down ideas for the podcast. I did something to take my mind off of those 30 minutes that I gave social media and news. And it's made a huge difference. I do have a problem. I still have a problem sometimes with having the phone in my hand before I go to bed. And so I have been working on my going to bed or getting ready for bed routine. And that's putting the phone down and then just kind of reflect on the day and put on some soft music and leave it on for about an hour or two so I can go to sleep. Does it always work? No. But I have weaned myself from that and I can see that there's a difference and I am getting better sleep. It's not as much sleep as I want, but I'm getting it. So that's just an example of that I'm sharing. There's other ways of also helping yourself as well, and that's donating money or volunteering your time or standing with others who just need help, just being there for them. So, I have some more questions for you. What are 3 things that you can control? Anything. It could be anything. Because when chaos feels overwhelming, grounding yourself in 3 things can help you get through a day. And it can also bring you joy as well. So, of course, I have 3 things I want to share with you. And the first one is what we talked about earlier is your mindset, choosing optimism over despair. There are a lot of things going on in our country right now, and I have been getting very frustrated. But what I'm also seeing too are people who are fighting and wanting better for everyone, and they're putting themselves out there. And and there are people who are winning. So I am being a lot more optimistic, and I feel that there are people out there, a lot of people out there who believe in the same things, even though we may not always agree on everything, and they're fighting for what we believe in. I've become very optimistic again. I wasn't 3 or 4 months ago, but now I'm beginning to see that there can be change and that there can be people like me who are making things happen for the better. Number 2, your habits. What small habits can help your well-being? Small, consistent actions like I said earlier, like just drinking water every day instead of drinking a soda pop. Like it could be that simple. Or it could be reading a book and cutting off the TV. It could be meditation and just having quiet time to yourself for 5 minutes out of a busy day. We have to start taking care of ourselves. And then number 3, your environment, surrounding yourself with people and influences that will uplift you. And I talked about that earlier with myself. God and or the universe brings good people into your life to really make a change in your life. And so once good people start coming to mind, I start seeking them more. And if I'm a person that goes off other people's energy, and if I don't like the energy, I just kind of get quiet. I don't bring that into my environment. But I've been accepting a lot more good energy into my environment, which is a lot of good people, and it's really made a difference. So Surrounding yourself with people and influences that are going to uplift you and you them, it's just a no-brainer. Next question. What's one habit or mindset shift you can lean into this week to stay grounded? Of course, I have a few habits that we can all adopt. And these can also just provide some ideas and inspire all of us to just stay grounded. The first one, as we said before, is take action by helping others. Helping someone else is one of the fastest ways to shift stress to purpose. Hands down. I've done it. I've seen my friends do it. The communities I've surrounded myself in, they do it. So volunteer to help someone else. That stress will quickly become purpose, even if it's for 5 minutes. So volunteer, check in on someone that you know, share some resources that someone might need, because helping others, it not only uplifts you and it uplifts them, but it also builds that sense of like connection and community that we all need right now. Okay. The next one, revisit your state of mind and take a pause and ask yourself, how am I really doing? What do I need to feel more balanced? And that was a huge question for me 3 months ago, and why I took a break from the podcast and creating content and putting things out there, because there was something that was just not right. There was something that was off, and the energy that was being brought into my life wasn't good. So I had to ask myself, how am I really doing? And how can I work on myself so that others can benefit good, as opposed to stress, as opposed to, I don't know, whatever it is that I believe that I was putting out there. And so I made a shift. I just started really looking inward. And like I said, I had that conversation, that 15-minute conversation for one person to summarize in 5 minutes the things that I was thinking, and that I'm worthy, and that even though my life may not have gone in the direction I had hoped to go, I have built a life that really makes me happy, and I shouldn't have to apologize for that. And that's a very like simple summary of what this person shared with me, but it was a fantastic conversation. And I remember walking away thinking, wow, in 5 minutes, he shared that. And now I have something to work with. I took it as a learning tool and I put it in my little toolbox. And for me, like, things marinate for a day and then it all comes to fruition the next day. So like the next day I was like, okay, I got it. I'm ready to rock and roll. All right. So just think about that. How are you really doing? And then figure it out. Figure it out. All right. And the next one is do things that bring you joy. Joy is fuel for the soul. Joy is feeling a great happiness and pleasure in what you're doing. Okay. For me, as you all know, it's running, but it could be cooking. It could be walking in nature. It could be gardening. It could be reading or dancing in your living room. I love to paint. I love to draw. And like I said, creating things just stopped. It just stopped me in my tracks. But I had other things I could do too. I do enjoy cooking. I tried gardening, and that wasn't my thing. And with the whole knee injury, I had to pull back on my running, but I love cycling just as much as I love running. So I just kept finding things that brought me joy and refused to let anything really bring me down. So think about what brings you joy and move in that direction. Okay. What's your joy practice this week? What is it? Again, something as simple as taking a walk in nature or a walk to your mailbox is an act of joy. And again, like I said, surrounding yourself with like-minded people. Energy is contagious, especially good energy. I love people with good energy. I love authentic people who don't care about what other people think. And I love surrounding myself with those type of people because it uplifts me and it shows me what resilience looks like. It shows me what happiness looks like. And I can take it with me wherever I go and spread it to other people as well. So surround yourself with good people because it's all going to feed you right in here. All right. So for me, it's surrounding myself with runners. It's surrounding myself with artists. It's surrounding myself with women my age who are going through the things that I'm going through. Menopause is real. You need to hear that someone else is suffering too. Think of those things. All right. Now, okay, so we talked about all the tension and how to handle it and everything. And so another way to handle the tension is just, of course, as I always say, take care of yourself. Start with yourself so that others can benefit from it. And August is National Wellness Month. And on therisershub.com, I have a wellness checklist. Everybody needs to check on diabetes, your heart health, get some blood work done. I did all that in the month of July. And I think everything turned out really well, except I think my cholesterol was a little high, which was unusual. But I know that like I ate something that was high in sodium like right before my visit. So I'm hoping that's what it was. But I went and saw my doctor on Friday and she gave me a clean bill of health except for the knee. So I have to go and get that checked. I'm back in the gym. I cannot run, like I said, but I'm doing my daily walks and or cycling. So I'm taking care of that. I got my mammogram, I got my pap smear, and everything checked out good. And if I can get this thing in the mammogram machine, I know you all can do it. It's not a comfortable test. I do know that, but you want to at least know what's going on with your body. And don't be afraid if something does come up because there's just so much technology and advancements in medicine that can help you get through things. And then as long as you have people around you, like I said before, who are safe people who you can share your life with, you have a support system. So go to the doctor, get checked out, find out what's going on. Women, make sure you get your gynecological exams, your breast exams, your mammograms, bone density screening, hormone and thyroids checked. For me, I got my hormones checked. I had to get on HRT and I'm happy. I'm so much happier now because the brain fog and the night sweats are real. Forget the night sweats. The day sweats are real. I've been on it for about 2.5 weeks now, and it has made 100% difference. So I really encourage you to talk to your doctor, ask the questions you need to ask, and do not be afraid. If you are hearing something that you don't believe is true, or you are getting fed something that just doesn't sound right, get a second opinion. Don't hesitate to get a second opinion. Ask your friends, who do they go to? What do you ask when you go to the doctor? What am I looking for? Because it's your health. This is the only life you have. So take care of yourself. For men, like I said before, prostate health and screenings, heart health check, and testicular exams as well, okay? And for everyone, regular mental health check-ins and having conversations with trusted professionals is so important, okay? So here are some questions that you can ask your doctor when you go visit them. Are there any screenings or preventative tests I should consider at my age? So whatever age you're at, there's different tests for different age groups and categories. Ask about those. The next question you can ask is, how does my lifestyle habits like sleep, diet, and stress impact my current health? Simple question. And the third question is, what's one change I can make today that would improve my overall wellness right now before I walk out of this door from your doctor's office? Okay? Ask the questions, be blunt, don't be afraid, and don't think that your questions are silly. There's a million other questions you can ask. There are no silly questions when it comes to your health and talking to your doctor. Okay? So here are some questions for the listener that I want you to think about as well. And the reason why I have so many questions is because I can sit here and talk about wellness and talk about health and talk about fitness and running and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, you know what's going on in your life. And you know your schedule, you know your family, you know your mental health, your mental state, you know your physical state, and you know your spiritual state. So these are questions that I'm asking you for you to ask yourself, and then for you to take the necessary steps to get you closer to a really good wellness journey. When was the last time you checked in with your healthcare provider? Not because something was wrong, but to stay proactive about your wellness. When was the last time you did that? Like I said, August is National Wellness Month. It's just a great reminder to get yourself checked out. For many of us, we do it around a birthday. That's what I was doing a couple of years ago. I was waiting until my birthday to get all my yearly checkups. What brought me into the doctor sooner than later was my knee and the hot flashes and all the things that come with going through menopause. And I'm really glad that I did that because I took care of it. And I think I've resolved a lot of the issues that I was having. And right now, I just need to slow down and get the necessary sleep that I need. So, what do you need to do to start making the right steps to having a healthier lifestyle? Okay. So here's the truth. Staying motivated in tough times and focusing on wellness aren't two separate practices. They actually fuel each other. So I'm really glad I was able to talk about the tensions that's going on in the world, the high temperatures, and then also to our wellness. When you prioritize wellness, you build resilience to stay motivated. And when you stay motivated, you're more likely to commit to your wellness goals. So this month, let's rise together by checking in on, if you want to do the 8 elements, if you're aggressive, let's check in on the 8 elements. But I'm telling you to check in on your body, mind, and your spirit, focusing on what you can control, taking action, finding joy, and surrounding yourself with the safe support that you need. And most importantly, making your health and wellness a non-negotiable. So thank you so much for joining me here on the Risers Hub podcast. I do want to remind you that Rise with Gratitude books are out. You can get them on barnesnoble.com. There's 2 of them that you can get. Or you can go to amazon.com, and there's also 2 that you can get. Got some of my artwork on it. And then every day you just open this book and you talk about what you're thankful for. You write 3 short sentences about the things you're thankful for, or 3 things you're just thankful for, and you date it. There's some inspirational lines that are in there, and it just gives you a different mindset when you start the day. And it's really helped me over the past year and a half to write down at least 3 things I'm grateful for. It keeps my level of joy high and my level of stress down. And so that's all I'm trying to do. So again, thank you so much for joining me on the Risers Hub. I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't enjoy the video, but if you enjoy it, that's great. And as always, and until next time, keep rising. Hey, thanks for tuning in. To learn more about the Risers Hub, check us out at therisershub.com or follow us on Instagram at The Risers Hub. This podcast is meant for both education and entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed therapist, so it's crucial to consult your physician, psychotherapist, or qualified health professionals. Until next time, and as always, take care and keep rising. If you're enjoying this podcast, I would like to ask you to please subscribe, like, and share. I mean, that's what they told me to say. So can you hook a girl up? Thanks. Bye.